Hello folks, welcome you to all in this series of tutorial on Java JUnit. And in this series we'll be discussing all the details about how to use Java JUnit. And so first of all, what is JUnit? So JUnit is basically a unit testing framework for the Java programming language, and JUnit has been important in the development of test-driven applications or development. JUnit is basically used for unit testing. Suppose if you are developing some application, and let's take an example. Suppose you are developing the code so that a user could log in, and if his login credentials are verified, then you will just redirect that user to a certain page. So if you develop something, then the testing which you can do, or the method which you can use, is JUnit. And so the testing which is done by the developer once he has developed the code, that is termed as unit testing. So this JUnit tool is basically used to perform the unit testing. So let's take a brief overview. So testing is the process of checking the functionality of the application, whether it is working as per requirements, and to ensure that a developer level unit testing comes into picture. And as we discussed earlier, like if you are a developer and you have developed some code, and if you are doing testing for that, first of all you have to do unit testing for the code which you have developed. So that testing is termed as unit testing, and unit testing is done at developer level. So unit testing is the testing of a single entity, be it a class or a method. And suppose if you have written a new method and if you are doing testing for that, then that will be at that method level. So unit testing is very essential to every software company to give a quality product to their customer. This is self-explanatory that if you'll do the unit testing correctly, there will be less exceptions in your code, and that will be fruitful for the company. So you should do unit testing really well. Now moving on to types of testing. So basically we have two types of testing. First is manual testing, and then we have automated testing. So in manual testing, as the name suggests, that executing the test cases manually without any tool support is known as manual testing. So if you're doing testing without any tool support, then that is termed as manual testing. And if you're taking help of some tool for the testing, then that is termed as automatic testing. And Selenium is one of the popular examples of automation testing. And then manual testing is time consuming and tedious. And since in manual testing that the test cases have to be executed by humans, that's why it takes more time, and it's time consuming, and it's also tedious. And but on the other hand, automation testing runs the test cases significantly faster than human resources. Since this testing is done via some automation testing tools, that's why the process is faster in automated testing. And next is like huge investment in human resources. Like as the test cases need to be executed manually, so more testers are required in a manual testing. So that's why if more tester will be incorporated, then our budget will increase, and that's why we need bigger investment. And on the other hand, if we have some tool, then we have to buy some rights for that tool, and that tool will automatically perform the test cases for us, and that's why less investment is required in automation testing. And next is less reliable. And since manual testing is done via human, that's why it is less reliable. Suppose if you have not checked properly the code which you have written, and for all the inputs which are possible, then suppose at the production your code breaks. So that's why it is less reliable, because it is done by human. And if you don't check the functionality correctly with all the possible cases, then your code becomes less reliable. And on the other hand, if you do it with the automated tool, then this reliability increases. And the next is non-programmable. No programming can be done to write sophisticated test cases which fetch hidden information. So as the name as it suggests, that we cannot do any programming to write sophisticated test cases which fetch the hidden information. So but Programmable testing, the testers can write sophisticated tests to bring out the hidden information. So if there is some hidden information which with which you want to test, then you can do it with automated testing. So basically these were two types of testing, that was manual or automated testing. Now we'll discuss a simple sample program on JUnit and we'll see how it works. And in this series of tutorial, we'll be using Eclipse as the base platform for developing the JUnit applications, and we'll be just downloading the JUnit jar. And after downloading the jar, just we'll just go through some sample practical examples on JUnit. So this is, I have my Eclipse opened here, and now we'll be downloading the jar. So open your web browser, just type JUnit jar, download. So there are various websites which can provide JUnit jar to you. So just click on any link. So this is the JUnit jar and I will just download it. Just hit it, it'll start downloading. Okay, so we'll just put this jar into our project. So for that we need a project first. So let's create a new Java project. You can say file, new Java project, and we can name it to JUnit tutorial. Just hit finish. So we have our project created here, and in this we'll be creating a new package. So let's name it com.tutorial.junit. So just hit finish.